Good morning, everybody. My name is Alexis Despereaux. Thank you for joining this Conformiq webinar called End-to-End Test Automation for Enterprise IT. Hello? Yes. So if you have any connection issue or audio issue, just send me a mail at sales@conformiq.com, and it will be a pleasure for me to give you another demonstration. So let's get started from here. So just also, if you want to ask me some questions during this webinar, you have a chat. So no problem, I can read the chat at the same time. So you can ask some question and I will try to answer it in live. So let's take a look about test automation, a test automation report, and let's take a look about things that are not looking good. So this is based on a survey, and some of the question of the survey was, for example, what percentage of tests you execute today in automated way? And we can see that less than 20% of a project is automated for 56% of the people, and I think it's a lot of people. A lot of people don't have enough automation or don't have automation at all. And if we are really looking for to speed the process, if we are really looking for improvements, then it's something that we should definitely target. How can we automate a bit more, and how can we automate the most we can? Another question of this survey is, what is your current requirement coverage? And here we can see that 35% of the people are between 61 and 80% of their requirement coverage. And I think this is pretty less. I mean, here, of course, the goal is always to have 100% coverage of your requirements, but what we can see here, and the survey, of course, is not complete, is not it's only 2 questions, but what we can really see in this survey, it's we have a lot of progress in general around automation and around how can we test better. And it's what we will try to answer in this webinar. So where are testing and development professionals feeling pain? So here it's based on some on the document from Capgemini from this year for World Quality Report, and what we can see is the top 1 and top 2 lack, or top 1 and top 2 issue is really first the lack of budget. I mean, we don't have enough money for what we should do, and another point is the time to market. We don't have enough time to test what we want to test. And this is 2 big things that here also I will try to address in this webinar. Now about the talk tech issue. This is based exactly on the same document from Capgemini, and what we can see here that it's the top 2 tech issue is the reliance on manual testing. 38% of the people have some problem with it. And another one is 32% of the people have too much design complexity. So what we can see based on all that is a lot of people are really facing some big challenge around manual testing. They are really spending a lot of time. They are not really satisfied about that. And another thing is, now they need to deal with a lot of complexity, and to work with this complexity like we were doing in the past is pretty challenging. And it's also a topic that I will try to here target in this webinar. And of course, if you have some problem, if you have some question, again, you have a chat, and you can, of course, ask me some questions. So I have a first question around Paolo. So would it be possible to get the slide of the presentation after the webinar? So yes, Paolo, it's completely possible. Just send me a mail, and after that I will send all the slides to you. It's not a problem. So let's take a closer look at all this issue. So today landscape is complicated. So what we know from the past is before we were just dealing with one computer platform, one OS, one app, one browser, and usually one release per year. This was the past. But now what we have is we have greater complexity, because now we need to deal with many platforms. I mean, we need to deal with some application which should run on PC, tablet, phone, cloud, maybe in the future also glasses. So, and it's only the beginning. We need also to deal with multiple OS, so Windows, iOS, well, you know, all of them. We need also to be more connected. All apps are more connected to each other, so it is really hard to deal with that. Multiple browser and multiple release. So always we need to be faster, we need to deal with greater complexity, and all that with lower costs. So yes, so this is really how the testing landscape have evolved since a couple of years now. So let's try to target and to see how we can work with this free conflicting issue. So I mean, this free conflicting issue, it's a faster time to market, greater complexity, and lower cost. A lot of people try to solve this free conflicting force at one. And this is really, really hard to target all that. Usually, if you want a faster time to market, you cannot play with the lower costs. If you want if you need to deal with a greater complexity, you cannot deal with a faster time to market. This is really hard to maintain this free conflicting force. So how can we do that? Well, what we know is manual test design can't keep up with fast change. This is a fact. Another point is manual test execution is too slow and or too simplified. Yes, when you do manual execution, you spend a lot of time. And if you have a new release, then you need again to spend exactly the same time to check exactly the same thing. And your time that you spend into your manual testing, it will be exactly the same. So just think about automation here. We can automate all that. Another point is manual testing tend to be error-prone and costly. Yes, when you do manual testing, I mean, I'm not here saying that you should automate everything. Sometimes manual testing is really good, but when you do only manual testing, then you will find a lot of error, or you will do also some error. I mean, sometimes your manual tester will do something that it's logic for them, but not logic for the end user. And this is some kind of little mistake, of little issue that you can find in production and not really in testing. Just an example. So yes, in conclusion, manual testing was designed for a simpler time. Now we need to deal with bigger and greater complexity, faster time to market, and all that with lower costs. So, well, I want here to talk about this curve. I mean, I think here all of you know this curve, and what this curve say, it's basically the cost of an issue in your testing process. So I mean, if you find an issue in your design phase, then it will cost less than if you find something in the development phase. If you find something in the development phase, then it's cost much less than in testing phase. And in production is, I will say, already too late. So the goal is really to find an issue earlier in the testing process. So this curve is really based on a V-cycle, and really the goal is really to do more W cycle or an agile phase, where testing is earlier in your testing process, and where testing can have some feedback around the design. I mean, if you have some document or something like that, and if a tester can also give you some feedback about that, ask you some question, then you will definitely find bugs earlier in your testing process. Now the good question is, how can I do that? How can I start testing earlier in my testing process, not just after the development? And it's what I will answer here. So the most common solution currently being deployed to address the issue with manual testing is automated test execution. And well, here is the problem. Because you must be able to automate your entire end-to-end testing process. It's not enough to just optimize test case design. I mean, it's a big step, it's a good step, but it's not enough. It's not enough also to just automate test script generation, or it's not enough to just automate test script execution. You need to do all of that automatically. You need to automate your optimized test case design and execute test script generation and automate your test script execution. And really here, it's how you will have the speed enough. So I have another question from Paolo. When you refer to requirement, do you mean functional requirements or white scope? I mean here functional requirement, Paolo. Anything less will not be fast enough. So yes, when you do, again, when you want to do something and when you really want to improve your time to market with lower cost and greater complexity, all that must be automated. And it's what I will show you in this webinar. So as I said, automation must enable system testing at the speed of development. So here I will go pretty fast here because I want to give you a long live demonstration, not only slides. So I will go through pretty fast. So the goal here is really to increase productivity with lower cost. So for that, we can automate functional test design, automatically generate test script, and automate execution, reuse existing assets. When we deploy this kind of technology, I will always try to reuse what you already have. If you have test cases, requirement, prototype, all that, then we should reuse that. Eliminate test automation backlog. We need also to increase and optimize coverage to reduce defect. So how can we do that? The thing is, we talk more now about coverage. I mean, for now, this automation tool, all this MBT tool, it's really easy to generate 100 or 1,000 test cases. But here, we don't want to generate 1,000 test cases because you don't have enough time to execute it. And it doesn't make sense to have 1,000 test cases sometime. So the goal is to have, for complex system, a minimum set of test cases which will cover all your system. I mean, the best test cases and the minimum set of test cases to cover that. This is really the goal of what we want to do. Because like that, you will have time to execute them, you will have time to understand them. If you have 1,000 test cases, well, I'm not sure that you know what do all these test cases. Of course, we can, for that, see all the generated tests, automatically generate documents, and all the documentation can be done in several languages. If you want to generate some German, French, or English documents, it's not a problem. We can do that. Another point, if you want to target automation in general, is the solution should be integrated in your test flow. Here, this will assure you a shorter time to market. Why? Because you import your assets, you create your model, you generate some tests, the documentation, and you execute. This is what we want to do when we talk about end-to-end. So for that, we need to be integrated in your test lifecycle tools and processes. And another point is if you want to execute after the generation, we need to have a direct link to your execution framework. So big question is, how can you get from where you are today to where you need to be? So the first thing is you need to start with your existing assets. When we talk about existing assets, this means if you have some requirements, it could be any kind of requirements anywhere. You can have some requirement in several tools. And another point also is your existing assets. I mean, some record, some database, some file, some model, some BPM and diagram, WSDL, message, whatever you have, we should be able to reuse that. The goal, as always, is to speed the process. About the documentation, so as I said, when we have all the assets, you create your model and all that, and after that we generate the documentation. We can send all the test suite inside your test management, and we can automatically do the test execution and automation. And you can see all that start from your existing assets and of course the model. So don't spend some time by creating some document or writing all your, I would say, all your test suite again in your test management system or whatever. All that can be done automatically. Same for the test execution. I will show you that in the live demo. All that should be, of course, based on some repository, and all that is managed by Conformiq 360 Test Automation. So something to know is everything is on Eclipse. So for us, if it's a matter of new integration with a new requirement management, or if you are using a specific automation language, it's not a problem for us. It's just a matter of integration. It's just a plugin. It's really simple to do. So well, let's talk about this approach. Let's talk about this technology. So as I said, Conformiq 360 is really here for automate test design and execution. So when I said about execution, here we have a part called Conformiq Transformer. And in Conformiq Transformer, what you will do is you will import your test suite, and we will do the automation for you if you import your test suite from Creator. And if you want to do it from scratch, also from Transformer, you can do it. So Transformer is really the automation part and the execution part of Conformiq. So now about the test design, we have another part called Conformiq Creator. And in Conformiq Creator is what you will do to do the test design. So it's called MBT for model-based testing. So what you do is you create a model from scratch or from your assets, and after that, the tool will generate some test suite for you. A test suite is composed of test cases. So when it's ready, you send it inside Transformer, and after that, Transformer is allowed, will be able more to automate and execute your test suite. So as I said, Creator automatically generates test cases and executable scripts. So when you create your model, you can import that from Visio, Iris, WSDL file. You can, of course, create it from scratch. But again, I will really help you to reuse your existing assets when you can. We have, of course, bidirectional link, blah, blah, blah. We can also automate generate an optimal test case results, and we generate many outputs to fully understand your test cases. So here it's more traceability matrix, graphical model coverage, test report, direct link to your test management. All that is automatic. And another point is we generate all the executable test scripts and test link file. So the demo will be on Transformer and mostly on Selenium. But if you are using something else, if it's not UFT or if it's something else, it's exactly the same. I mean, we can generate any kind of script you want. And you will see that in the demonstration. And of course, direct link to Transformer. So about Transformer, we can reverse engineering all your file from Creator or any kind of file. I mean, if you have some gherkin file, if you have some manual tests, it's not a problem. We can reuse it. We can import it, and after that, you just need to automate if you reuse your manual test. Import file from for test execution. So here it's really mainly the link between Creator and Transformer. So when you import all that, we will do the automation for you. If it's okay, then you can execute. If it's not okay, then the Transformer will help you to do the automation. We can import the manual test. Important. If you have already your 200 or 2000 test cases, then you can import it in Transformer and after that execute. And we can reverse engineering a lot of different objects from Selenium or QTP UFT test library repository. So you can really import all the record you can import the model object repository from UFT, and after that do the automation from that. And we can, of course, execute test cases using Selenium, QTP, Protector, blah, blah, blah. And we can execute on any kind of browser. We can do para execution with Selenium. You can have some nice report and all that. Well, I will show you that in the live demo. And another point is I can see that some of you are in IT, but I can see also some people in more in telecom, and they are not really dealing with UI. It's not a problem. I mean, you can really abstract the language. So we have some screen, we have some filter form, but we have also some message, and you can always extend this language. So really, you can use this kind of tool and this approach for mobile testing, mainframe, GUI, API, SAP, telecom, whatever you want. You can really reuse this approach. So let's go a bit deeper in the technology just before the demo, like that you will not be lost. So when you want to use this approach, you have 3 big steps. I mean, the first one is you create your model. So again, you can create from scratch, or you can reuse your existing assets. When it's done, second step, you select what you want to generate. Do you want 100% coverage? Do you want less? Do you want just some specific a specific test suite for some specific requirements? Just select what you want and click on a button. When it's done, you just select after that the language, the automation language you want. You send it to Transformer and you execute. 3 simple and basic steps. So again, if you have some question, just write me some question in the chat, and I will answer your question in live. So step 1, how can I create my model? So it's based on a really simple language. So you create your activity diagram. Basically, the activity diagram, it's really the flow. How do you go through your application? How do you go through your message and all that? You can create it from scratch or reuse, again, some existing assets. Visio, Iris, BPMN, all this kind of existing assets, you can reuse it. We can also import Gherkin file and Excel test cases. To do all this action, to do some action on your SUT, we need to have a second file called a structure diagram. I would say in 90% of the of our customer, we generate the structure diagram. I would say automatically, but you can create it from scratch. Structure diagram is really the interface of your application. So basically, it's a screen. You have a screen. It's what you have here. You have a filter form, you have some button, you have some text box over there. It's really basic. It's really to describe what you want to test. If you are dealing with services, then you will not have screen, of course, but you will have messages. And if you are dealing with something completely else, you can still extend the language. It's not difficult. And the two together, will give you a nice system model, and from that, then we will be able to generate a test suite. For the most scientific of you, this is some example about all the algorithm. So requirement coverage, condition coverage, read-based data coverage, all that. It's everything is managed by the tool, by the engine. So don't be worried about that. It's really just for information, this one. All that is really done by the tool automatically to, I would say, give you the best coverage, the best test suite you can have. Step number 2, fully understand your test cases. So we have a lot of different screens, so I try to put all the screen on one. It's really to show you that you have a lot of information. You can have a lot of information about what you have, what you are doing. I mean, you can manage your project, your test name, test description. You can have some diagram, summary matrice, test data. All that is already available inside the tool, and this will really help you to understand what you are doing. Personally, I use this simplify view, and again, I have simplified in my In the new release, we have simplified again this view. You will see that in the live demo, but we can see the impact analysis, the coverage matrice. You can see your test cases inside your model, because when you spend some time in your model, it's always good to see your test cases inside your model, to really understand your test cases and the test generation information. So all that is available inside the tool. It's some information that you can have. If you want less, it's not a problem. Step number 3, automate test script execution. So well, about the test script execution, so now your model is done. You have generated all your test suite. So it's here. I have my nice test suite over there. Now I want to execute it. No problem. I import that inside Transformer. If I have no change to do, then it's not a problem. I just click on play and it will execute. If I need to do some change, and I will show you that in the demo, then you can record again some object and all that, and after that, execute it. For Selenium, after the execution, then we can really give you a Selenium result. So we have our own, I would say, report, and after that, so you can export it to UFT or whatever, to ALM or QC. It's not a problem. The link is here. So, okay, so now it's time for the demo, so I'm on time. So I know it's a lot of information, but I will just re-explain slowly in the demonstration what I've been talking before. So again, now if you have some specific question, or if you want to see something special, just ask the question inside the chat. So I will just go through the application. I will not execute or generate test cases. This will be more in the lab. But if you have some questions, then I'm here to really answer all your questions. So first, I will start with the application itself. So the application is called esd.conformiq.com. So you can really go on this application and play with it. It's really simple because I really want to talk about the technology and not about the SUT itself. So it's pretty simple. I have a link over there. Yes, here I have some text box. I have 2 text box. I have 2 buttons. I can add a correct item. If it's correct, then I will display it. If it's an incorrect item, then I will display an error message. If it's a correct item but with an incorrect quantity, then I will display another message. If I want, I can remove the item, and after that, of course, I can check out. So this is really simple, but like that, we can talk about the model, we can talk about the technology, and not about the SUT. So, well, so first, welcome on Conformiq. So Conformiq, on the left side over there, you have your Project Explorer. So everything is based on Eclipse. So in Eclipse, we have some perspective. So we have 4 perspectives inside the Creator 360. The first one is just to focus on modeling. The second one is for test generation. The third one is for test review. And the last one is for test automation and execution. So when I open my project, I have a couple of folder here: DC, requirement provider, activity diagram hierarchy, and model. So if I open the requirement provider, here I can link my requirement provider to my project. So this is pretty simple. If I double click here, I just link the location of my server. I put the username, password. I just click on authenticate, and after that, I import the requirement from this folder inside my project. That's it. It's pretty simple. To create the model, so as I said, we have 2 different type of file. We have a structure diagram and an activity diagram. So let's take a look about an activity diagram. So you will see that it's pretty simple. I mean, the language itself is really, really simple. I hope you can all see my my screen correctly. So I think without any training, you can understand the language itself. And here, I think it's a big value of this approach is from my side, I think that testing is something complex, so you don't need to put some complexity on the top. So it's why this language is really basic. I mean, you have an initial node, you have a final node, you have a couple of activity diagram over there, and after that you have, of course, condition. A condition is based on correct value or incorrect value. I have here some correct value. If the data is correct, then I will go out from here, and if the data is incorrect, then I will display something here. I will display an incorrect message, and I will just loop. This is pretty simple. All the data can be inside the tool or outside of the tool. All this action comes from something called a structure diagram. So again, the structure diagram is the interface of your application. So we'll just give you a quick demo about how I can create a structure diagram. So I have a screen, I have a filter form with some text box over there on a button. If I want to create a new screen with some new filter form or whatever, then I will show you in live. I click on screen, here we are, I have my new screen. A new form, I create a new form, and after that, if I want to add some text box, not a problem. Here we are, and after that, I can maybe add a new button. And here we are. I just need after that to, of course, add some name. And that's it. It's pretty simple. And again, all that can be created from scratch. As you can see, it's pretty easy. Or if you want, we can import it directly from a file. So well, now you have your structure diagram and your activity diagram. After that, from that, you can generate the test cases. But let's take a look about a more complex activity diagram, because I can imagine that this one is pretty simple. So let's take a look around the main diagram. So I will just zoom a bit. Here we are. So on this one, if you remember the ESD application, so I have a beginning. After that, on this one, I go on my application. I click on the start link. After that, I come here, and my user after that can start shopping. He can remove an item, he can check out, or just add an item. When he add an item, the user can enter some correct or incorrect value. So all that is managed directly inside this this condition. So here over there I have some good data. If I want, I can have some invalid data, and all that also can be from outside of the tool. For the demo, everything is inside of the tool, but if you want to use some CSV file or some Excel file or whatever, then no problem, you can just call it, and we will deal with it. So here the user can send whatever he wants in the text box, and after that, based on the good data, we'll know that if valid, the entry is valid. If it's valid, then I will just add that in my data table and display it. If it's invalid, then it's not a problem. I will just display some error message, and after that, I will just loop and start again. Pretty basic. It's pretty basic. It's really simple to describe that. Another point is when you create a model, you can always reuse a model from another project. So if I want to reuse the login activity, so this one, if I want to add that in my diagram, you can imagine that it's a new spec. It's not a problem. I click on activity. That's it. Here we are. I will just link. And after that, I will just call the existing login activity diagram. And now what I do, I go on my website, I click on start. We can imagine that I have now a login interface. I do the login test over there. I go out from here. And after that, I continue shopping. That's it. Really simple. And it's something that I really believe that it's really important in this approach is when you do a work, you can always reuse what you have done. And it's something I think really important in our days. Because before, you were always doing again and again the same job, and well, here you can reuse every time what you have done before from a project to another. So, well, this is the activity diagram. If you want to take a look around the structure diagram, it's a bit the same. You have some screen. After that, you have the fill the form. You have some text box. You have some button. Here, it's how I display the message, the error message, and that's it. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's again, we want to keep it simple. For those who are not doing UI testing, we have some messages here, so I can create a message, and after that I can add some value in it. If you are doing also, I see some people from telecom, so you will use also messages to do protocol testing, so it's not a problem. I mean, we have everything you want inside this inside the tool. And I have some specific demo for that, so just contact me if you want some. So, well, I have now a nice activity diagram. I have a nice structure diagram. Now let's generate some tests. So I go now in the tab called test generation. Oh, I've forgotten something. The requirements. So I have some requirement over there. If I want to add some requirements, if I want to add some requirement in my activity diagram, I have this requirement tab. So I can import all the requirements from ALM or whatever. And after that, to just add some requirements inside the application, I just drag and drop the requirements over there, and that's it. It's really simple to do. If I'm dealing with more than just one requirement provider, then I can just import another requirement provider here, and after that, again, drag and drop the requirement inside the model. When you do that, we will always keep the traceability of the requirements. It's something really important for us. We keep the traceability of the requirements. So when it's done once in your model, you don't need to care about it. We will keep it for you. We'll keep the traceability for you. So, well, let's generate some tests. So to generate some tests, so I'm coming on this view. So, well, I will first load the model. So when I load the model, I will just import in the test target view all the data I have from my model. So I have already done that for the demo to win some time. So when I have all the data over there, what I can do is I can block some requirements, I can block some node, I can block some data, I can block some decision, I can block whatever I want. Or if I want, I just leave it, and the tool will try to give you 100% coverage. So when it's done, then I have 100% coverage. It's really cool. And after that, what I do is I will generate test cases. So to generate the test cases, it's pretty simple. Then I just need, to generate test cases. So I click on this button, and I will generate all the 6 test cases. I can do it again, but well, it will not generate more. So I have now my 6 test cases, my 6 perfect test cases for my application, and what he will generate some nice naming. So I have some nice naming over there. I have also some description. And if I want to go deeper in all these test cases, I can go in this test review. So in this test review, what I have all my test suite, 6 test cases. And what I will do is I can see my test cases, for example, number 2 in this view. So when I will click on this arrow, I can see the test cases, of course, in the model, but I can see the action inside the model. Another point is what you can see in this diagram is we have the requirements. So we know which requirement is tested inside the test cases. Here we are. You see, I have some new test cases. So this is really, really, I would say, interesting when you want to debug your model, when it's the first time you generate some test cases, and you want to see your test cases inside your model. This is a view where you will, I'm sure, spend some time a bit, because you want to understand for the first generation your test case inside your model. So this view is for me really important. So well, now I have my test cases. Everything is inside my the tool. Let's export it. So to export the test cases, to export the test suite in general, what I do is I will add something called a scripting backend. So for the demo, I will export it for Transformer. I will also export to generate a manual test suite. And after that, I will maybe send it to ALM for the demo. I will click on console because it's already in my project. Here we are. And to export that, I will just click on export test cases. So well, everything is in live. So here I'm exporting all the test suites. Here we are. Now I'm generating the Excel file. So it's done. I can show you the Excel file. And here I'm sending all the test cases, all the test suite inside ALM. So about the Excel file, so I have a first tab for the test suite coverage. So I have all the data I want, 100% coverage, 100% diagram. I have also, of course, all the test cases. Here we are, and you can see that it's on perfect English. So I mean, you can use that to manual testing. If you want to stay in manual testing, it's not a problem. You can use this file. And we have, of course, the traceability matrix. So okay, so now I have my manual test. Let's take a look around ALM. So first, I will maybe show you the requirements. Here we are. So I have all my requirements. It's the requirement I have imported inside my model. So everything is here. After that, if you want to take a look around the test cases itself, so we import all the test suites. We create a nice folder here, and after that you have all your test suites. So you have the name of your test suite, you have a description of your test suite, all the steps, and all the requirement coverage. So again, we keep the traceability for you. No question, I continue. So well, so now everything is inside ALM. Everything is ready, and now we will just go inside Transformer. So when I'm inside Transformer, so I will first open my Transformer project. Usually when I create a Transformer project from scratch, so it's not done for the demo, but when I create it from scratch, first thing I will do is I will do a right-click, import, and I will import, you know, this an XML file generated by Creator. So I will just click on Open, and after that I will import my project inside my my Transformer project. So the tool will import the test suite. So I have here my 6 test cases. So I can open my test cases. Test cases based on keywords. It's based also on requirements. So you can see that I have some requirements. I keep the requirement inside my test cases. And here I have my test data. Here it's something interesting. I have my my data set, so I have a possibility to add some new data set to a test cases. So I can keep my test cases and just add some new data, and the tool will execute the test case with all the data sets you have. So well, so now I have a nice test suite. I have some nice test cases, but well, maybe I'm not sure to what to execute it because I want to check the automation. So let's take a look around the keyword itself. So I have all my keywords over there. So if I want to automate the start click, I will just go here. I click on Selenium over there. And now what I will do, I will take a look around this one. Well, I'm not a Selenium expert, so I just know that the object name is probably incorrect, so not a problem. Let's check that. So I will open my SUT. I click on Open. We have this UI scan. So I open my SUT. I think you remember my nice SUT. To automate the click, I do right click, copy automation step, I come back here and I paste it. That's it. I just need to do that to do the automation. If I want to automate more, I come back here, I can click on the start, I refresh, and you can see that the tool will scan in live your SUT. So after that, if you want to click on the checkout button, not a problem, copy automation step, and I paste it. That's it. I don't need to write one single line of code for Selenium. For those who are working with UFT or QTP, you just come here, you can import the object repository from QTP. Here we are, it's just an example, and after that you just drag and drop the automation step inside this tab, and that's it. Again, no need to know one single line of code for Selenium and QTP. If you already have a library on Selenium or QTP, you can still import that here, and after that drag and drop the function inside this 2 tab, and the tool will deal with it for you. So well, now I have everything ready to execute. So I have some nice test cases. The keywords are all automated. Now let's execute it. So I will just open my test suite. I will select the settings. So if I want, I can execute on all the browser, but I will just focus on Chrome. And after that, I come back on my test suite, I click on play. So I click on play. So give me 2 seconds. I just have, here we are, over there. I select after that the automation tool I want. So if I want, I can select Selenium. If you are using QTP, then you will just select QTP, click on Selenium. Here we are. If I want, I can do basic execution. And if I want to do parallel execution, then I will just click on parallel execution. After that, I click on run, and after that, the tool will execute. I have just executed one test cases to do it faster, but after that, I have a nice report. So if I want, then I have 100% coverage of, I would say 100% of a test pass. And after that, you know, I can just go through this report, send this report to ALM, and that's it. So you can see that now we can really automate and do a lot of things end-to-end. We can really do end-to-end testing. So that's it for the demonstration. I have much more to show you. I can show you import of manual test cases, import WSDL file. I can focus on more web services. I have a web services demo also, but we don't have enough time. So if you're interested, again, just contact me at sales@conformiq.com. Let's come back in all the slides, and let's maybe focus on the technology a bit more, just to summarize. So what I have done, I have imported some requirement from ALM. I have imported inside a creator. I did not show the reusing existing assets. It's a specific demo, so if you're interested about that, again, contact me. After that, I have generated some test cases inside a test suite inside creator, and after that, I have I send it back to ALM. And after that, I have sent my test suite inside transformer. And after that, in transformer, I have executed, more automated, and executed in inside transformer. So run the automation inside transformer. The tool itself will try to do the automation itself. So this is something important, I think. It's if you already have imported some stuff over there, we will try to reuse the good name, the good object, so the automation will be done automatically in transformer. So technically, when you import your test suite inside transformer, then you will be able to execute it directly without doing this scan or redoing this scan again. So I have a question. I'm sorry, I cannot read your name. So is it possible to connect this tool to continuous integration, or is it only for automation test execution on a local machine? So yes, it's possible. We are fully integrated with Jenkins. So we have you have a possibility to control creator and transformer through Jenkins. So yes, we can do continuous integration. Maybe I should add that inside this line. I will add that for the next time. So so we have a lot of different customers. So we are already working with Alcatel-Lucent, Nokia, Ericsson. We are also working with Cisco, Daimler, T-Systems, Scotiabank. We are working with a lot of different customers, and they are all working with this technology with Conformiq 360. So we are a small company, so we work a lot with some testing partners. So if you're interested, then we can definitely support you all over the world through this testing partner or directly. So it's really like you want, how you want to work. We are flexible for that. So just ask what you want to do. So typical test improvement with Conformiq, this is more some numbers. So if you're interested about all these numbers around telecom, bank, or ERP, you have some document on our website. So you can download everything on our website. You can also Google that because it's not our numbers, but it's some numbers communicated by some telecom company, banking company, and ERP company. So this is some public numbers with our tool. So you can really Google it. So quickly, why are we unique? It's we are the only tool who think of the test scenario and create test cases and expected results. So inside our tool, you are not doing test cases. You are really doing a system model, and the system model will really give you some test cases that you cannot think of. And I've been writing a blog on that, but how can we generate test cases that you cannot think of? So just go on conformiq.com and you will find a blog on this topic here. So it's really what we do, and I really believe that it's something really, I would say, important. The second point here is really that we take advantage and the real benefit of model-based testing, because here inside your model, at the same time, you will create your model and you will automate it. I mean, when you will do your model, then we will automate it. We will automate it from you. So you put all the info you have inside your model, and the tool will generate some test cases for you, generate the test suite for you, and after that, we will automate all the test suite for you if you want it. And the third point and the last one is we simplify and unify test automation across multiple tool and platform. So it's something really important for us. It's really the integration. So if we want to deploy that inside your company, then we will really target how to integrate inside your application. This is something really important for us. We want to be integrated with your environment, and it's something that it's I think important to say here. So if you need to remember one slide for me, it's a little joke, but it's this slide. I mean, here what we want to bring inside your company is when you create your model, we want you to just press a button, and the idea is we generate for you all your test suite, test cases, test documentation, and we execute all that for you, and after that you just take the test report, and that's it. It's really what we want to bring here. It's what we are really targeting with this technology. So thank you for listening. Just to conclude here is we have a quick start program with 2 creator license or 2 Conformiq 360 license with remote live training and coaching, user support, and this is little cost, little risk, and all the support you need. So you can really ask us for that if you're interested about that. If you want also a new demonstration with, I would say, a more detailed demonstration, then it's not a problem. Just contact us. I mean, just contact me at sales@conformiq.com. My name is Alexis Desperou. Just ask for Alexis, and then I can redo the demo. I can reschedule a full lab inside your company, so you can request pricing or for the quick start program. Another point is if you just want some information, we have a lot of information inside on Conformiq.com. So on Conformiq.com, you can find customer presentation. So here we are not. It's some customer presentation, so it's not us. It's really a customer case study, white paper. We can see videos, blog posts, all that's really. It's already on Conformiq.com. So it's time for questions. So if you have any question, then I'm here to answer it. So thank you very much. So just another point here is we have a lab the 20th of December. So same time, same day. So here I will really spend 1 hour on the tool. I will really go deeper inside the tool. So if you are really interested about that, I will try to go through UI testing, web services testing, and all that. So you can just join or just ask me for a special demo, and I will be pleased to give you another live demo. So I'm here to answer all your questions. If you have some question about the modeling, the test automation, test generation, how can we reuse assets and all that, I'm here really for you. So hello, Mark. So hi, our web application is based on Sencha. Our main problem is that objects are created dynamically, may change. We need to map them via XPath. Does your solution offer something to solve this? Of course, yes. I can, if I jump directly inside my inside the tool, I will just, I don't remember where is my tool. Here we are. Give me 2 seconds. So if I come here, if I open my a keyword, if I launch this UI inspector, so I think it's already started, you have the possibility to manage everything through XPath. So I mean, we can of course help you around that. We have some solution. I mean, you can scan through XPath. You can do whatever you want here. So you can, for example, just use a creator to generate all your test suites, and after that, I mean, scan your application, your button, and all that through XPath directly inside our solution. And again, we can try with you, of course, to import all your existing assets to automatically do the automation of all these keywords. So just definitely contact me, Mark, and I'm sure we can do something for you. So hello, Slilar. Hello, Alexia. How different is your tool now from the Conformiq designer from 4 years ago? So basically what we have done is everything is graphical. So I mean, if you remember in the old Designer, it's an old product of Conformiq. So in Designer, you were, I would say, obliged to write some code in Java and in UML. And now here you don't need to do all that. I mean, what you can see here is really everything is graphical. So you don't need to know how to learn Java or how to do some complex stuff like that. Now everything is completely hidden. I mean, it's exactly the same engine, but everything is simple. Here, really, you just do graphical thing. You can just explain how you want to stimulate your system. Again, you can really contact me on that. I can show you a demo we have for that. Um, it's much more simple than Designer. Okay, thank you everybody. It was a pleasure for me to give you this webinar. If you don't have any more questions, then I will end this webinar. Again, you can contact me at sales@conformiq.com if you have any, I would say, any technical question or just sales question. I can really answer both. So just ask for a demo and I will be here for you. Thank you very much, everybody, and I wish you a nice day. Thank you.